Hello golfers, in tonight's video we're going to be showing you a simple little trick with your lead arm that's going to get you on plane every single time so you never have to worry about your backswing again. Most golfers think that when they take back the club and get into their backswing position, that having a really inside takeaway and getting the club extremely shallow at the start is going to be a beneficial attribute to the swing. However, most golfers who get too shallow to start will tend to have a steepening effect, which will lead to over the top and a multitude of problems. Instead, if we were to judge great golf swings, most of them tend to get more of a vertical shaft pitch where the butt end of the club is pointing more down to the ground, which has to do with how our lead arm is working. In order to improve your backswing plane and to get this club setting correctly as we go to the top of our motion, it has to do with how our lead arm is working in the backswing, but also how we are setting up. So what I want you to do is put the club out in front of you with your lead arm in front of you like this and let it go out straight. I want you to twist your arm clockwise and notice where your elbow is pointing. It's now pointing at your target. Then I want you to roll the other way where the toe is going more towards target and notice where the elbow is pointing. It's pointing more down to the ground. Now you're going to get into your initial address position and I want you to notice, where is my elbow pointing? If you're a golfer who struggles with your backswing plane, I can almost guarantee you that your elbow or your upper shoulder joint is pointing more at the target. That is going to predispose you to lose your tilt and to have that club work too shallow to start from the inside and to give you no structure with your arms. Instead, I want you to focus on having your lead arm go more underneath so that your elbow is pointing more towards your hip at the initial setup position. So you're probably wondering, well, if I tuck my arm under like this, how am I going to grip the golf club if my hand is pointing in this direction? You're simply going to keep your arm in this position, turn your grip a little bit more inwards, and that is how you're going to grip the club. So even if you have a strongish grip, you can still have this arm working more underneath, and that is going to allow you to set the club correctly on plane every time. So again, I'm in my address position. I'm letting my arm go underneath so my elbow is pointing at my left hip socket. I'm turning my wrist inwards and gripping the club, and that is going to allow me in my backswing to set the club and have my elbow point more down towards the ground. And you can clearly see how this is going to allow me to set the club a little bit more steeper and vertical in my backswing with a better shaft pitch, and that's going to allow me to set it on plane with ease. So once we develop that freedom of how the lead arm is working in the backswing, that'll allow the club to get in a better backswing where it's on plane. This will now allow you to shallow the club way easier in the downswing, which is an efficient pattern for some of the viewers watching this right now. However, shallowing is not essential to every single golfer. If you're a person who is over the top, this vertical pattern of getting the shaft loaded in this position is going to make it way more easier to shallow it in transition. So if you're a person who slices the ball, you should add that feeling to your downswing besides you getting more vertical in your backswing. So once again, I'm going to address the golf ball with a correct lead arm where my elbow is pointing more towards my hip. I'm going to grip the golf club correctly, look at my target, and let it rip from there, feeling the shaft pitch going more vertical and the butt end of the club pointing down towards the ground.